Hello, my name is Caitlin, and today I'm playing Okami. Now, this is a game that I have a lot of passion for. I actually think that this is probably the reason why I got into video game design in the first place. Just because it's so simple and it's so beautiful and it tells a wonderful story. The mechanics of the controls are very fun. The idea itself is just so interesting. It's based off of Japanese uh, a religion, actually. I wrote it down. It's called the where is it? I think it's Shinto. Shinto. It's based off a Shinto goddess whose name is also Amaterasu, who is a sun goddess. And a lot of the characters in this place have names that are based off of the people from the stories and the legends. And I found that really interesting. Like, for instance, Amaterasu in the religion has a brother named Susanoo, who is a lot like the character Susanoo in this game. But I don't know much about the lore itself. I focus mostly on the story of the game. It was released April 20th, 2006, and I had it for the PS2 first, and I enjoyed it so much that when the Wii version came out, I was like, this is great. I'm going to get it again. And so I did. But the Wii version kind of sucks. I mean, the game itself is basically the same, but the Wii version's controls are so horrible. And right now I get to play with my controller, and it's just so much easier this way. So one of the main mechanics of the game is obviously you can run around, you can bark if you want. I wish you could hear the beautiful music because this game has the best soundtrack I've ever heard. In fact, the soundtrack, if you were to buy it, is 5.5 hours long, and it's just absolutely beautiful music. It's just so pretty to listen to. I have it on my iPod. I listen to it all the time. This game was published by Capcom, but it was designed and developed by a studio called Clover, which has gone out of business. The three key developers in that studio actually left the company, and because of that, they just didn't have the people necessary to keep up with everything. So the studio decided to, fold in on itself. But those three people actually went on to create their own studio. It was called something with seeds, and I can't remember what it was called. But they merged with a studio called ODD and then became Platinum Games, which was actually pretty interesting. It's nice to see that, even when you leave a company, like, you can still do a lot of fun stuff like this. You know what? I don't think I want to continue with this. I want to show you guys some of the other stuff. I've played this game over so many times. But Amaterasu became a very prominent character in Capcom's general games, such as Marvel vs. Capcom 3. She shows up as a playable character. And they even have a spin-off game called Okami Den, which you're playing as her son. And it's just the cutest thing. It's for the DS. And it has some of the same mechanics. You're still drawing with your tail, doing all that kind of fun stuff. But as you go, you learn more things. You've got these enemies that are always running around. So if you run into these guys, you're fighting little demons that show up. And you have weapons, of course. You don't have to use your brush techniques, but you can use slash, you can make bombs, you can slow down time. It's pretty neat stuff. You've got weapons that you can actually hit things with. And each enemy is a bit different. You have to find out the best ways to kill them. And if you kill them in a certain way, you get these special things that you can use to buy other weapons and things to help you progress in the game. Let's see. I found out actually a lot of really cool facts. Like, when this game came out, it was actually... It didn't do well at all, but it was a critically acclaimed game, and it won in 2006 the title for Game of the Year, and actually went down in the Guinness Book of World Records as the least successful commercially successful Game of the Year award winning game. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. I mean, because now, everyone knows Okami, at least everyone I've talked to. And some people have mixed feelings about it, like maybe they don't like it so much. But I always found it to be quite relaxing. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And I think that's mostly just because of how beautiful it is. It's what got me into wanting to make games. Because even though it's simple, the soundtrack is great, the motion is great. Just, I mean, look at that. Look, it's turning nighttime right now, and it's just so pretty. I'm gonna put it back to day because it's nicer that way. One of the things that struck me the most about this game was when I was playing it the first time, I beat the first major boss, and I thought that was just going to be the end of it. But it turns out... let me find this. I can use this to teleport to other places, prettier places I can show you. But when you defeat the first boss, you've done so much of the game already, and it feels like that would be the end of it, like that's the end of the game. But then you find out that you've only gotten maybe a fourth of the way through it, and I find that to be fantastic. You're always unlocking new parts of the map, you're going to all these new places. It really feels like an adventure, unlike a lot of games that, come out and basically what you see is what you get. It reminds me a bit, and I know this is a weird comparison, but I started replaying Skyrim recently, and there's so many places to go, and while it's not on this small of a scale, this definitely has a magic to it that I haven't seen captured in many other games. Now the style is so unique and very easily recognizable. It's a cel-shaded game that is made to look like the old ink wash paintings, the Japanese traditional ink wash paintings, which is, one of the reasons why you can use this, and that's why they incorporated it into the game. It makes it very unique. I've never come across a game that uses this kind of battle style or puzzle solving with art the way that this one does. And it has so many memorable characters that, and the cutscenes are just beautiful. And the first time I ever finished the game, the ending song and all this stuff that was going on, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but it was so moving, and I was so sad it was over. The controls are very nice. You move around with the analog stick. You can dash with the X button. The Y button doesn't really do much, but you can bark at things while you're running around. It's just cute. It's just a really cute game. The A button you can use to jump. You can jump and dash. It's just... There's just something about this game that I think is wonderful, and if you've never played it, I really recommend that you do. It's definitely worth giving a shot, and I know that some people, it's not their thing, but if you like any kind of story games, this is going to be something that I think you should definitely check out. Anyways, I think I've gone over my time, but thanks again for watching, and I hope that you give this a shot. And if you haven't already, or if you have already, you probably know what I'm talking about and have played it as much as I have. But anyways, thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye!